Hello everyone, this is my first YouTube video, so please make sure to like and subscribe it and even comment. So today we are looking at a game played between Garry Kasparov, the 13th classical world champion, and Vladimir Kramnik, the 14th classical world champion. That's a very interesting game. So Kasparov opens with e4. Sicilian defense is on the board. Knight c3, knight c6, knight e2, knight f6, d4, c into d4, knight into d4, e5, knight to b5, d6, bishop g5, a6, and knight a3. b5, knight d5, bishop b7, bishop into f6, bishop into f6, c3, and castles. You have knight c2, rook b8, and h4. Kasparov goes on for the offensive on the king side. Knight e7 was played. Kasparov plays knight into f6 check, g into f6 and queen d2. The queen is eyeing that h6 square. So bishop b7 attacking the pawn, bishop d3 and d5 was played. An old line was king to h8, in which white plays castles, a5, f3, queen d7, knight e3, rook f d8, bishop c2, b4, c into b4, a into b4, king b1, bishop c6, and that was the theory, the old line. But here Kramnik found a new idea, which was d5, and here you are threatening to capture on e4, and you are pretty much forcing white to capture e into d5, and that's what happened. E into d5 and queen into d5. You go out with the queen and castle. Here Kramnik pushes back Kasparov's bishop with e4. The bishop to e2 was played and queen into a2. Kramnik grabs the pawn, and here Kasparov plays queen to h6, going in with the queen to attack his king. The queen e6 by Kramnik, and knight d4 by Kasparov, and queen to b6. Rook to h3 was played, and rook d2 is also good, but Kasparov wants to attack and attack. Rook to h3 was played in the game, and he played king h8, and Kasparov now played bishop to g4. He wants to bring the bishop into activity. Rook g8 was played, attacking the bishop. Here Kasparov could have played bishop f5, knight into f1, knight into f5, but that pretty much remains equal. So after rook g8, he played knight to e6, complicating. If black plays something like queen into f2, you run into rook to f3, g into f3, and queen into f6 check, and rook g7, queen into g7 mate. So you can't capture on f2. If you play something like rook into g4, then queen knight g5. That's the main move you need to find. He can't defend the h7 pawn, so he has to take. If he takes the f pawn, then he runs into queen into b6. And if he plays rook into g5, he's opening a line for our rook to deliver checkmate. So on knight e6, rook g6 was played. F into e6, then queen into f6 check, rook g7, or rook d7 is nasty. Rook e8, then rook g3, and as soon as the bishop moves, it's game over. Instead of rook e8, if you try something like queen c5, then he runs into bishop into e6, and rook g3 is threatened, and nothing can stop it because there is no rook g8. So Kramnik found the only move, which is rook to g6. As Wistenberg. The queen f4 by Kasparov, attacking the b8 rook. Here Kramnik should have played bishop d5, but it wasn't played. After bishop d5, Kasparov would have played something like bishop h5, bishop into e6, bishop into g6, knight into g6, queen into f6 check, king g8, and it's pretty much holdable for black. But Kramnik didn't go for it and he played rook to e8, which is a serious mistake. As now Kasparov enters with the rook and rook d6. And here Kramnik played knight d5, complicating the position even more, counter-attacking the queen, as he thought exchanging pieces would be more good for him. But he got surprised by Kasparov's next move, so feel free to pause the video and find a beautiful combination for Kasparov while I give you a couple of seconds. Yeah, so the move is h5. Kasparov shows that he doesn't care about his queen. He complicates the position. Now you will see his idea. Kramnik accepts the challenge. Knight into f4, h into g6 was played. You're still attacking the queen. Now queen has to take the d6. Rook. Now rook into h7 check. King to g8 and g into f7 check. King into h7 and f into e8 queen. Now you can see Kasparov's idea. He promoted the pawn to queen, and now the queen is already in the king's territory, so black has to be careful. Knight into e6 was the only move. Bishop f5 check, not directly. Queen into e6 or bishop into e6. And king g7 was played. Queen g6 check. King f8 and queen into f6 check. First you grab some pawns, then take knight. King e8 and now only bishop into e6. And here Kramnik could have held the position, but he made a bad blunder and lost the game on the spot. He played queen to f8. And feel free to pause the video for the last time and win the game for Kasparov while I give you a couple of seconds. Yeah, so the move is obvious, the only move to win. The best move, the cleanest way to win is bishop to d7 check. And it was in this position that Vladimir Kramnik, the 14th classical world champion, resigned the game, as there is nothing more to be done here. You have to take, but then you lose your queen and white is totally winning. So yeah, a nice victory for Garry Kasparov and a nice combination. h5 was a cute little tactic. Yeah, so congratulations to Garry Kasparov for this combination. Okay, so that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Please make sure to like and subscribe it and comment on any variation. So, goodbye.